All right, so today we're going to be talking about preparing for earthquakes. Earthquakes seemed relevant to me to cover because they were a topic that we recently went over in class with tectonic plates and whatnot. And earthquakes are more relevant to us living in California than people living in other parts of the United States where disasters like tornadoes or hurricanes may be more prevalent. And in the next slide, I'm going to show you a map to show just how relevant earthquakes are to us as Californians. All right, guys. So if we look at this map right here, it is a distribution of all the major earthquakes that have occurred across the world over the past so and so years. Um, so this map, as we see from the legend here, focuses on earthquakes of a magnitude greater than 5. This is the level at which significant impact starts to occur, and precautions and other preventative measures need to be taken to reduce the overall impact and prevent further damage. So if we look at the distribution of major earthquakes across the United States, there are more major earthquakes in California than every other part of the United States combined together. So it isn't just that California has more earthquakes than every other location in the United States. It actually has more earthquakes than every other location combined together. So that goes to show you the sheer magnitude of the number of major earthquakes that occur in California compared to anywhere else in the United States, which is why the issue is so pertinent to us. All right, now we're going to be talking about who's affected by earthquakes and the stakeholders that are associated with this issue. Now, earthquakes don't directly harm humans, but the damage in infrastructure can impact humans instantly if the building in question breaks down, or even over time if the foundation is damaged and wears out, say, faster than it was initially planned to. In addition, the environment can also be harmed in a variety of ways, including liquefaction of soil, which is when soil loses strength and stiffness in response to ground shaking. And this can kill many of the plants that inhabit the soil and diminish these areas as food sources for a variety of different animals. In addition, landslides and contamination of groundwater can occur, and obviously, if groundwater is contaminated, they can't be used as an effective water source for both animals and humans that inhabit the area. All right, now we're going to be talking about what can be done to mitigate the potential harms of earthquakes. Now, currently, California is doing its fair share of earthquake preparedness and is starting relatively early with its annual Great California Shakeout, which many students who have gone to high school in California are familiar with, because it's a drill that we do every single year to learn what we need to do in the event that an earthquake occurs, where we could take shelter in, and all the details. And in addition, California has implemented a building code that is designed to minimize the potential impact of earthquakes specifically. And this would include having specific areas in the building that people can potentially shelter in safely, right? But another important aspect of earthquake preparedness that I think we can improve on is planning for the after effects. And a common example would be a gas pipe bursting due to ground shaking, and this can lead to fires, or inflammation well after the earthquake occurs, and this is something that people don't take into account when they're thinking about earthquake preparedness. So we're going to end with a few of my thoughts and our second map for the requirement for this project. So this map right here shows us the probability of significant ground shaking occurring in different parts of California over the next 50 years. So what really stood out to me is the fact that many of the most inhabited locations in California are also the most high-risk areas to live in terms of earthquakes. And the reason for this is quite simple. The most attractive neighborhoods to live in are ones that neighbor our coastline due to the nice weather. However, this proximity to the ocean is a double-edged sword, as this increases the probability of earthquakes occurring. And I don't think there's going to be a quick fix to this problem, as people will not stop flocking to these areas.